So my next question is, when is something a success, or when do you feel satisfied with one of your works? Is it ever, or?
I think it's when for me, it's when I sort of feel the emotion or energy that I'm imagining I want to feel, and then sometimes it doesn't come till performance, sometimes it'll hit you in rehearsal, sometimes it'll hit you in rehearsal and not in performance. And it's just sort of when you listen to the music and you're dreaming and you're thinking and you can imagine it, and then when you just sort of get that rush, you don't know if the rest of the audience gets it, but when you feel what you've been imagining and wanting to feel watching what you've created, that's when I feel like I've done it well. And then obviously everyone loving it is always a plus.
A little bit of nice, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I don't know, as an artist you're supposed to say never, right? Like, oh, I always hate it. But I don't know, I feel like you're trying to make something that you would enjoy watching yourself. I don't know, I found that for my experience that it's kind of when I enjoy the individual dancers' performance in it, and it's that, it goes back to that element of trusting the dancers who you've collaborated with, and just kind of handing it over to them because it's theirs, right? And I feel like if you feel like they're really on board with your vision and go that extra mile, and I can say, oh, I really like, if I really personally enjoy their performance, then that's
if you get sort of lost in their performance and forget about that it's all yours and there's this and that to worry about, if they really pull you in.
I feel like it's theirs, but it's still always been mine. That's wonderful. That's like the top for me. I don't know.
I think it's a very good gauge to use because if you like it yourself, like if I have come up with something that pleases me aesthetically, I've seen a lot of things and I can be very critical. So I figure if I like it, I'm probably one of the toughest people to please. So that's sort of my gauge about whether it's a success or not. But also, since I've been teaching at the school, it's shifted slightly too, because with choreographing on students more, if I feel like they've grown a certain amount through what I've given them, or I've pushed them to explore different dynamics than what they're naturally more used to, then I feel like I'm a success in that moment, specifically because I've been an important part of that dancer's education. So.
Can I actually jump in with a follow-up question for you, Sean? When you're saying that if you are pleased with it yourself, then you consider it to be a success, do you find that when it's something that you've created and you're watching it, do you have trouble separating yourself from being so inside of it that you can't get out and see it? Or do you find that you can achieve that distancing?
I can't, no.
Yeah.
I can't at all.
Sometimes I squint.
I don't mean like physically separate, but I mean on a...
No, but it means you don't see all the nasty little details.
Okay.
I don't really attempt to not be wrapped up in it.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. This is a current thought for me, so I just thought I'd bring it up.
My husband squints all the time when he's looking at his piece, and one day I said, "What? Like, what are you doing?" He goes, "It looks better like that."
Because you're going to notice the tiny little
true,
hands out of
but
place
you know,
that
it's
the
a
audience
really good
won't.
way, and I've done that, is you actually, by squinting, you can see a bit more what's going to happen on stage in a way, because you get a bit of a distance and a loss of detail.
Yeah.
And if it works when you're squinting, it usually is good. So
And
that's
because I'm going to watch for the problems if I'm like
Yeah.
this, but if I'm just squinting,
Yeah.
it's easier.
Yeah.